and slaves you remain.
Johnny, at the recent Republican convention, this huge convention they had, there was a joke told there that is the very epiphany of an offensive joke.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there.
Oh, that's blood. Oh, Jesus, Johnny. Well, that's terrible. Yeah, well, it depends how you see humour, Johnny. Huh? What do you mean? Yeah, how you see it. Now, if he had come out and he had said there's a huge big floating pile of garbage up around the Arctic Circle, for instance, and then everyone waited for the punchline and he said, I believe it's called Russia. Everyone would go, yeah, and all that sort of shit. It'd probably get bloody congratulated. It's a funny joke. It is. It actually works with a lot of countries, you know. Well, I mean, there's a heap of good people up in Russia. I'm sure they're not all bastards.
Just 1 week until Election Day. Outrage is mounting following Donald Trump's campaign rally at Madison Square Garden Sunday.
President Donald Trump held a huge rally at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and there were some comments that were made by a comedian before the former president took the stage that are making some headlines this morning.
That's right. And Sayo, I have to ask you, of course, that comedian opening up for Trump's rally tonight, telling a joke that did get boos in the arena. It has been roundly criticized in the hours since.
It's actually not a bad joke, Johnny. It's a pretty good joke. I mean, he gets you in the start of it. I mean, at the start. Well, are you saying you like that joke? At the start, he gets you involved with that big pile of bloody garbage that everyone in the know knows it's floating around out in the bloody middle of the ocean. It is like an island. And everybody immediately thinks, oh, yes. Yeah. And then he comes out with a punchline and said, I believe it's called Puerto Rico. And it catches you. It catches you and you go, gee. And
I think it's called Puerto Rico.
I couldn't help but laugh. But it's a cynical laugh, Johnny, because there's a certain amount of truth in that particular joke. And the guy, the comedian, he's just been, in my opinion, he's just being cynical and opening people's eyes up to what the hell is actually going on in Puerto Rico.
Tony Hinchcliffe is under attack for making inappropriate jokes. But part of the function of comedy is to make inappropriate jokes.
Yeah, well, for me, Johnny, hearing that joke, I went straight to Google. Oh, Jesus. Because I knew fuck all about Puerto Rico, I started learning about Puerto Rico. And after 10 minutes of reading, Johnny, I become fully informed of what's going on down there. And one of the best little videos I found, Johnny, was this one. It sort of explains it sort of explains. All right, roll the tape.
Where can you find the worst income inequality in America? There are many communities where the haves and the have-nots are living right next to each other, from San Francisco to New York and all across rural America. But the starkest inequality is actually here in Puerto Rico, an island known for its beautiful beaches, its tropical weather, and also for a shocking 43% poverty rate. This poverty exists side by side with some of the most extreme wealth in the whole world.
What do you want me to do, draw you a picture?
Jesus. So are you saying that the joke just highlighted the very problems that are inflicting Puerto Rico?
The official name of the island is Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. This means that it is an organized, self-governing territory of the United States with its own constitution, laws, and government system.
Are they happy to leave it as a bloody floating pile of garbage in the Pacific Ocean? It seems Puerto Rico is neither a bloody state of the US, or it's not a state. It's sort of a terror. It seems.
Indeed, it's the terribleness and the sadness of the subject that makes it appropriate for comedy. When you hear that stuff, it's the fact that it's offensive that is the fuel for the joke. I.e., if you didn't think that was offensive, there would be no humour there.
By Jesus.
So the very fact that you're finding it offensive is the machinery, the mechanic, the juice of the joke. To say something that had no offence in it would have no fuel to send it into the orbit of comedy. So,
Dr. Roseo, your reaction tonight?
Natasha, we were just called garbage in Madison Square Garden, no less, the home state of over 1 million Puerto Ricans. This is egregious. It's insulting.
Were they offensive jokes? I mean, yeah, if you're a whiny little baby, they're offensive to you. If those jokes are offensive to you, then you're just a whiny, pathetic, ridiculous, sad sack of a human being.
Oh, that's blood. Oh, Jesus, Johnny. Well, that's terrible. What? So no one's allowed to say anything about bloody Puerto Rico unless it's positive? Even though it does resemble a big floating pile of garbage in the Pacific. Well, that's pretty cynical, Johnny. You don't give a rat's about Puerto Rico. You don't even know where Puerto Rico is.